Let's work on our Google algorithms today, DJ. So we put out a position for HL Realty yesterday or the day before. No, yeah, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. So it was Sunday. And we are officially looking for a director of sales / team leader. And so I wanted to kind of talk about that position and also what that means for the company. So I actually had an agent yesterday stop me, and he looked at me and he was like, He goes like, if you do that, that means you're leaving. I was like, no. It doesn't mean I'm leaving. It means I'm working on the business. Mm-hmm. I am more valuable working on the business than I am in the business most of the time. Mm-hmm. Although I did sell a really cool job yesterday. Like, it was a renovate now, pay later. I was really excited about it. We've also landed like 7 cash offers this year so far. So on path for goal there. So we were, my goal, I say we're on path. Yeah, we're on path. My goal was 2 a month. So if we're at 7, we're ahead of goal.
We're at 97 pendings right now.
Yes.
We were 96 yesterday. I added one last night. That's 97.
Well, no, actually that'd be 98 because that wasn't a team double side on that one. Yeah.
No, but we are in the world of being at triple digits by the end of the week.
Oh yeah. No,
fully expect to be at triple digits.
So with a team our size, with our budget and what we spend on everything, so I look to be in the hundreds pretty much every month except for like December, January, maybe February. Mm-hmm. Once March hits, I'm looking for us to march to 100 and then stay there until about November. And then you start to see a decline. Agents start taking off work. Yep. There are less sales, but I would argue that there's less people working, which means the opportunity is absolutely available.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I expect at the peak of this year, I expect us to kind of top out around 100 and I don't want to shortchange myself at 130. I would like to see 140 pending at one time. Mm-hmm. Which is, for a company this size with 21 agents, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. That means like an average of like over 5 pending per person, which we are on track right now. So we ended the quarter at 7.5 units in per agent productivity. That's huge. That means if we just replicate the first quarter, we'll be at 30 units per agent for the year on average.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Mm-hmm. Do you know what the average is?
So like 5 or 6?
6 to 8.
Yeah.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Absolutely just astonishing what this team can pump out. And the agents, the staff, the call center, like everybody is working together to make it work so that our agents are consistently growing their business and making more money. The thing that we're working on that we haven't mastered yet is not only helping them make more money and grow their net worth and making sure that they're growing as a person, because those are all focuses of ours in our coaching. But also my next step is, how do we create a system inside this company that is giving them more and more time back so that we're not just earning money, we also have a life worth living. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do inside this new hire with team leader and / director of sales.
What are you looking for in that person?
So the first thing I'm looking for is a track record of success in sales leadership. So, some of the applications I've been getting, they've led companies, and sales is a different skill. And this is a direct sales coach. You will quite literally be working side by side with me to host calls, run meetings, do script and role play, coach people on it, make sure that you're teaching powerful questions and learning how to reframe conversations. And if you're not a master at that, then this role is, that's what you need to be effective in this role. We're looking for someone who has led people, someone who knows what effective leadership is. And I don't mean the kind of leadership that says, all right, you guys go out and work. I'm talking about the kind of leadership that goes and cleans toilets, the kind of leadership that goes, you don't know how to lead generate? Come sit down with me. We'll lead generate together. You listen to me. I'll do it. We'll do it together. You do it. I'll watch. And then once you've gotten there, I'll send you on and I'll check on you. Someone to do one-on-ones with our top, someone who's comfortable talking to high performers. Yes, we're going to be coaching our mid and our bottom as well because we want to elevate them. But if you can't resonate and get sticky and get attached to the top, then they become very recruitable. And then they lose their relationship. They lose their value thought of what the team is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are some other, consistency? When you're looking for a leader, DJ, I think it's important that you look how they lead themselves. Mm-hmm. Something that I've said, and I've had people come and talk to me about wanting to open businesses, and then I look at their lifestyle, and they're not managing themselves well, right? They don't get up in the morning. They maybe indulge in things too much in the evenings. You look at their job history and it's job after job after job after job. It's not that they're not talented, right? But we talked about in the last episode, right? But talent has to meet discipline in order for massive success to take place.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for that person who knows how to lead themselves. Therefore, they have the right to lead other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think, look, I equate I equate good leadership with good coaching. I've been there. Mm-hmm. I've played for guys that had the talent, but they could not connect. I played for guys that connected on a level that was really, really well, but then there was a generational gaps and stuff in there. There's a very stark difference between, I know millennials, we get shit on a lot, but millennials are that in between X and Z, and like Z, and a lot of those kids, when I was a bar owner, would come in, they talk about the head coach and how he was too much of a hard ass, stuff like that. I'm like, man, y'all are just soft, and so it's like a good leader today may not be a good leader tomorrow. How you deal with people.
I feel like I'm like coaching the wrong generation. I'm probably a little too tough.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But it's also,
I need to read a book on that.
We were both raised by dads that had zero to no patience.
Oh, you just get your ass beat.
Yeah,
right? It's very, very simple.
Yeah,
you do something that they don't like.
Yeah.
They're going to take away your life for 6 weeks at a time. For whatever reason, our grounding periods were 6 weeks at a time.
Well, it's a good amount of time to learn.
Yeah, and then it's just very simple. Like, do something your parents don't like, you get a warning. If it goes 1 ounce past that, get your ass beat. And it's get your ass beat with whatever is available at the time.
Yeah, well, just saying it within arm's length.
Yeah.
No, I honestly though, I can say I didn't have that happen a lot to me, but it's because I had an older sister and a younger sister that they showed me what not to do.
You saw them. You were like, I know what not to do today.
I had very serious parents all the time, and and at 42 years old, I'm very, very thankful for it. I've learned a lot because of their parenting styles. But in the same breath, like I've played for coaches that I've really, really liked, and I've played for coaches that played on teams where we had the talent, but we didn't, and the coaches were okay, but they weren't great. And I've played on teams where we didn't have the talent, but the coaching was really good, and the talent elevated because of good coaching. My time at ULM, my sophomore year, we started out 0-18, and the coach he knew baseball backwards, forward, left, right, like he knew it, but he wasn't very good at delivering message, even to other coaches. And so he didn't come across very well. We didn't really connect as players. And then he left, and then the next coach that steps in, like my senior year, and I tell you this all the time, if we could pitch as a pitcher on that team, we would have been a top 10 team in the country. But our biggest gap was there. We were a top 10 hitting team in the country, without a doubt. We hit home run after home run after home run. But we won conference. Like I said, my sophomore year, we started out 0-18. My senior year, we win conference. And it was the only real difference in that. We had some good players my senior year, but we had great players my sophomore year too. And we had a good coach that everybody, like our assistant coaches were really good. Our head coach was really good. And it was one of those, it was like this, the assistant coaches were really good at picking players up and being a player's coach. The head coach was a good team coach. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is the standard I'm going to hold you at. And I have the assistants that will coach you to that level. But I'm here. They're going to get you there. But I expect you to be here at all times when I'm here. And it worked really, really well. And I can see that. I mean, essentially, to me, what you're hiring for you is a good assistant coach in sales. You're going to be the head coach, and you're looking for someone that can get on that granular level, which is what good assistant coaches do.
Yeah.
They can get on that granular level with their players, just like you explained.
Yeah. Well, we just need more time. Like that's like I would argue that as our company has grown and the sales have grown, and we got Florida growing over there, and Mark's doing a great job leading his team, and we have our sights set on Dallas right now. That time is something that we are starting to run out of. And, you know, I'm looking at scale here. Like, how do we continue to grow? Because that's what's interesting and fun about this business to me is the growth portion of it. And, you know, that's going to allow us to put another sales professional in the trenches, not with our clients, but with our agents to help them do more, to help them invest more, to hold them accountable on the things that I may miss, to be able to go in there and go, you know, just like I said, like, hey, you're struggling with lead generation, let's lead generate together right now. So I have another person who can go do that and say, okay, well, we got this. And what that's also going to do is, so right now, so if you talk to a high level leadership coach or a CEO, they'll tell you that if you have any more than 5 people reporting to you, you have too many. And I'm probably sitting like, you know, I did the org chart the other day, and I'm sitting somewhere around, I don't know, 15 or so. It's too many. But if we were to have an effective sales leader, because we have an organizational leader in Jennifer, which is going really well, and she's stepping up, and her team is loving her and following her. And so that's taken a huge, you know, step in the right direction. Instead of everybody calling me, now we've got Jennifer there. And now if we have that the sales side director, then we're going to take even more phone calls away from me. And it gives me an opportunity to mastermind the growth and to look at the P&L weekly, look at our ad spends, our marketing spends, what's being effective, what's not, what's coming out, what new tech do we need to focus on. Can we top grade? Man, here's something I've done a terrible job at that this would be phenomenal, is not just coaching our sales staff, but coaching our operations staff. I feel bad for them, actually, because they have not gotten the coaching. Like, they get coached on how to do their job, trained how to do their job, but everything past that, we focus on everything on the agents. And when I talk about this circle of life, it's almost like I'm a hypocrite at some level, because I've never taken the time to focus on that dot on the circle and go, hey, how do we make y'all's lives better? To where you guys want to be here and you want to tell everybody. Somebody added me on social media last night, and I looked on their wall because I was trying to figure out who it was. I don't know who it was. And they had a realtor who doesn't work for this company, and their last 10 Facebook posts were about their realtor. And I was like, that's a raving fan. That's a raving fan. That's what we need. Our staff need to be raving fans of where they work, so that they are not only servicing our business, but actually helping us grow the business, because we have a lot of staff, right? And if we go to their social medias, I mean, that's a whole group of sphere who's not hearing the message of these people who are offering these premium real estate services. These people who are employing full-time realtors and creating career consistent incomes. You know, I think people need to hear that, and they need to hear it from all levels of our business.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think part of what we offer here that makes us so different than everyone else, and this is what I tell a lot of the agents, is that we do have people internally. And if you list with us, if you work with us, you will hear from. You won't just hear from me in our agency. You're going to hear from ladies that help get the process and speed the process up for you. At the end of the day, they are working for you, right? Like, they are working for the clients, but we all work together. And it's all about doing stuff in a timely and expeditious manner so that we can get these processes and programs going. Ultimately, the goal here is to have salesmen be salesmen. And there's a big part of this job that is, again, the paperwork of everything.
I could not imagine doing the volume that some of our agents do, and having to go list your own properties, to schedule the photography, to keep up with the the showing requests, the feedback that needs to be conveyed to seller, the amount of paperwork, addendums, transaction coordinating, the to and from between lending and title. At the level at which we do it, which we're almost at 100 pendings at the beginning of April, I don't know that we could, and I wouldn't want to keep up. I did 91 deals with an assistant. This is before I had a big team. I did 91 deals. This is my last year before we broke out into a team thing. Yep. And it was me and an assistant did 91, and it was insane. Like, that pace is hard to keep. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't imagine selling real estate without leverage staff, which leverage staff is our support team. They're the people who make it work for us so that we can go out and do more.
Yeah. Yeah, there are agents out there, especially in my world, that I see there's a bunch of listings, stuff everywhere, and that question always comes like, man, how are they doing that? How are they getting that stuff done? It's crazy. Now I guess you get into it and you sit on listings for a long time. It makes it a little easier, but we also don't like doing that. We don't like sitting on listings. There have been some deals where it's like, hey, this is truly what this is worth. I know you don't want to list it for that, but I don't think we're going to be the right fit because it won't sell.
Yeah. So here is a piece of coaching that I got a long time ago, and I'm adding to this a little bit. So there's some Harrisonism in this, but a sign in the ground too long or an unsold listing is a broken promise and social proof that you are not the expert in the field. That's what that means to me whenever you don't sell something that you put a sign in front of. Because now there's an argument that you take some listings that aren't going to sell just to put a billboard on a street. And strategically, we have done that. And we've told the seller, we're always very transparent, it is our belief that it will not sell for this price. So if you're stuck on it, it won't sell. But there are 30,000 cars that pass by there every day. So if you're willing to sign a listing agreement with me, I'm willing to spend money on photography and put a big-ass commercial sign in your front yard. And if you like that deal, I like that deal, that's fine with me because it's really more of a billboard than a for sale sign at that point. Yep. But for me, when I go on a listing appointment and we don't have that specific conversation, it's a promise that we're gonna do our best to sell your house, and our intention is to sell it for what we tell you we're gonna sell it for, net what we tell you we're gonna net, and to show the world that we are the real estate pros in NELA, in Florida, in DFW, and wherever it is the good Lord decides to take us. Yeah.
Let me see. I just gotta call, make sure. Yep. All right. That's a good one. 11 o'clock meeting. All good.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
okay,
plenty of time. So we today we're talking about coaching and recruiting and bringing talent in. Are there any other positions?
We actually do. So we have a position open as an outside sales associate. Now, this is not an agent, although we would like you to get licensed. We want everybody in our organization to get licensed because it makes advertising and paperwork and discussion easier. Not necessarily because we want you to be a salesperson. We have admin upstairs who are working on their license, but they have zero desire to be a salesperson. They enjoy the paperwork and being the support of the salespeople. But there are advertising guidelines and things that you can't say to people when you don't have one. So we like to just stay, if here is where legality is and this is where you're supposed to be, we want to be here. We want to be a step above every single time to make sure we're doing things the right way. So anyway, part of that position is we will help you get your license. We even actually pay. So if you're staff and you have a license with us, we pay for your license. We pay all your dues. We pay for everything. We even pay for your testing. Our outside sales agent is someone who is making cold calls. They're calling for sell by owners, withdrawals, expireds. They're circle dialing our open houses. They are circle dialing neighborhoods to find off market properties for our buyers agents. It is a base pay plus commission. A mediocre performer in the job is going to make around 50,000. A high performer in the job, we had someone make right under six figures last year. And if there was a deal that's a really big one that had that deal dropped and landed last year, they actually had it in their pipeline, but they would have been well over six figures. And this person works, I'd say 40, 45 hours a week. They were super flexible on time on them. So it's a really solid job for someone who wants to be a high performer. And it is a great segue. If you've ever thought about getting in real estate and you're like, well, I can't do the commission only lifestyle, I would need some sort of a blend to help me get started. If you're willing to do the work, this is a wonderful way to come in and get paid to sharpen the skills that you will need anyway. We are absolutely under there's no guys with us whenever we hire an OSA or an ISA that we think that they're going to be in that position forever. Because what they're going to see is they gather a skill and then they go, oh, I'm really good at this. What if I work the leads myself? Because I've seen the agent's commission checks, right? So we just had Megan do that on the team. Megan she's been our ISA for 4 or 5 years, worked her way to ISA team lead. And then she came to me one day and she goes, Harrison, I'm done. And I was like, well, what do you mean you're done? She's like, I'm getting my license. I was like, you're working here though, right? She's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere else. Like, I love this team. I was like, cool. And so we did a big transition plan with her. We trained her predecessor up. And then, Megan came out of the gate and she's one of our pending leaders right now. She's been licensed. She's been full-time as a realtor since not March 1st, but April 1st technically. But I did give her like a transition time after the first of the year. So realistically, she's been working as a realtor-ish for about 4 months now, or 3 whole months. And she's already had 3 closings and she has 7 or 8 pending right now. And she is showing like a wild woman. And the last person to do that was Jennifer Graves, who's now our current operations director. And so Jennifer worked on our ISA team. So I'm going to the point of this is how you really this is the secret hack to not going broke and growing a real estate business. Is Jennifer worked on our ISA team for 1.5 years. She learned the scripts, she learned the skills, she learned the principles, she learned the CRM, the tech. And then she broke out and went into being a full agent, on the team. And she had 29 closings in her first 6 months.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's nuts. That was nutso to see somebody do that. But so look, right. So I watched I keep saying the word social proof today because it's fresh on my mind. And it was Ben Kinney was teaching us yesterday, and he was teaching us how to get people to do something. And the first thing was to tell them what to do. The second thing is to show them how to do it. And the third thing is to provide social proof. So don't just tell people what's possible. Bring your example in the room and go, this is the person who did exactly this. And this is what their result is right now. And so he's like, this is the key to getting someone to believe in what you're actually preaching and teaching. And so I'm offering you guys 2 pieces of social proof. We had 2 people. And I've been saying this for 10 years. Like, I wish people would start as an ISA, come get paid to learn, come do the hard work, and then break off as an agent on the team and use our leverage and our leads and all the skills that we've taught you over time and see what it looks like for your income. And both of these young ladies are going to have very, very similar results. And those are not the results that we see when we see people come from other sales industries, other industries, period. But I've seen people go like, I've been in sales for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. And they come in and they struggle in their first 6 months. And, they want to do things the old way. They want to do things the way that they were taught. They don't want to use the tech, whatever. And that's phenomenal. Good for them. You do things however you want. It's your income. You get to pick. But they were like, I already know how to do this job. I've watched agents fail. I've watched agents win. I see what wins. I'm going to keep doing that. And boom, both of them put their time in. They learned how to make the phone calls, when to make the phone calls, who to call, what to say, and they are both, you can't even say arguably, they are both massively successful in this business already.
Yeah. Look, they're not the only ones internally that have kind of, shifted and moved and learned new jobs and been very successful at each ring on the ladder that they've climbed. internally, we made a move this week too with Morgan, who when I first got here was your assistant, and then shifted to another role, and it's almost this overnight difference internally for agents. On you go to one desk, hey, this is what I need. Filled out paperwork, and
she's managing a team.
And it's so there's the talent, coaching, and leadership internally. So you said earlier you felt like we haven't done things for those people, but then the ones that we are talking about constantly moving up and constantly moving and shifting and finding opportunities within different tiers are those same people. And
so maybe we are doing more than I thought. I just want I truly desire this, DJ. The people around me, and not that if you're not with me, I don't want you to win, but you are a competitor, so you get what competitors get. Competition. But the people that sign up with us, it is literally my passion to see your net worth increase, to see you as a person become a better human, to see you lose weight, to see you gain muscle, to see you have a better relationship, to see you be a better father or mother, to see you have a different freedom inside of finances. It's not just us wanting to see people make more money. That's the premises of how this started. And then I realized that, man, that's the easy part. It doesn't matter if you make a lot of money if you're a shitty human being.
That's right.
And I'll argue that if you don't grow as a human being, your business will never grow to its full potential. Therefore, none of it matters. You're just stuck, and it's going to reverse because you're not consistent as a human. And so our goal is to work on people as a whole, and that's a good reminder.
I mean, it was this week in Monday morning meetings, we had the conversation on that. It's like, if you're doing this and you're making this much money, but you're not able to do this and you're not able to do this, that's a you problem. That's a you not, managing your money correctly. That's a you. And it's some of these like, hey, identify where you're messing up, even if you don't realize you're messing up. Like there's a lot of people that if you make $50,000 a year, you can figure it out paycheck to paycheck. But if I bumped you to $100,000 a year, you'll still be in that same mindset of, I got this much money coming in every 2 weeks or every month. I have to spend it every 2 weeks or every month. And it's if you stay in that mindset. Now for me, I know where my number's at. Like if I got this much money coming in, this is where I live within my means and how I do things. And anything above that goes to savings. It goes to this over here. I don't touch it. But it's what allows me to live with my kids in my house comfortably, but also not have to stress over things. And so it's figuring out where you're at. Now, do I want to make a lot more money? Heck yeah. But I'm getting into the starting your business world, which is you have to have money aside, which I do, but it's you have to use it, allocate it correctly. And I think a lot of that internally we deal with that coaching and teaching and educating people within. Like, hey, I mean, look, there was a conversation the other day. We were talking about college funds and paying for your kids to go to school. And the agent doesn't have any rentals and hasn't gotten into that, but wants to. And I had to leave, but Harrison, like 30 minutes later, Harrison was like, DJ, why are you still here? I was like, because I want that information too. Like I don't, we
were doing some heavy duty financial coaching that made complete sense, by the way.
No, it was one of those like, hey, look, college tuition is going to cost this much a year. You can go buy this property, this much down, which you have in an account. It's going to bring in this much money.
Cash flows the college fund.
And then you don't have to, and truthfully, guys, putting money in a savings account it does not keep up with inflation.
You are losing money.
Yes.
If you have 100, let's start. When did inflation really start to just get crazy? 22, 23?
COVID 2019 is when it really the bottom fell out.
But it's gotten even worse.
Oh no, absolutely.
It's gotten worse in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So I mean, like tremendously worse. Like I'm seeing prices and I'm like, what in the world? I don't drive a gas vehicle anymore, but I've had to for the last week or so. And the pump hurts. I went and Amanda let me use her vehicle the other day because I had to drive way out, and she didn't want me driving a slingshot. And because I am, by the way, if you see a really cold person in a slingshot, it's because I don't have another car right now. she was like, "Oh, I'm low on gas. I'll stop and get gas." Like, no. I'll get the gas. I'm going on a long trip anyway, and so I'll fill your tank up for you. And then I filled her tank up, and I was like, "This is not supposed to cost this much."
Yeah,
that was nuts.
I saw a clip from Landman. He said, gas price per barrel needs to be between $70 and $90 a barrel. And he said, and don't get me wrong, at $90, we're printing money. Mm-hmm. He said, but anything above that, which we're above that right now, he said, you start middle class, working class people start making decisions based off of that gas tank. He said, you don't want this economy making decisions based off the gas tank. So if we can keep the oil price per barrel at this price,
everyone makes money more efficiently.
Everybody wins. And that's where it's been. It's the 329, 325, right at between 275 and 325 a gallon on, just bottom unleaded. It's not hurting your day to day.
Yeah.
Now, if you drive 1,000 miles a week, yeah, it'll. But like for me, it wasn't like it was one of those. It was an expense that I didn't even think about. Now, hell, I put 15 gallons in my truck the other day to go to Lake Providence for Easter and back, and that was like $80.
And now you're like, I don't know if we're gonna be back here anytime soon, guys.
Right.
Like, love y'all. We'll send a postcard.
It's getting to that point because of all of it, and look, all of it is, to me, all of it's reflective of what's going on overseas, but also in the same breath, we have more oil reserves in the United States than anywhere else, and it's like we're allowing global markets to dictate what we can and can't do as Americans, which is it's crazy to me, but
just us getting taken advantage of as per the usual. Nothing we can say. I don't care which politic and what side of the fence you sit on.
Yeah, both sides are.
They're just dicking us all, guys. Yeah, sorry.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to leadership.
Well, we're talking about recruiting and leadership, and here's a question I'll ask you: if I was an agent. And I wanted to join this team, because I've had people ask me that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to join this team, what would be the best way to get in front of someone here to entertain that conversation?
Oh, very easy. I'm glad you asked that. So in the past, I've asked people like, why didn't you just come talk to me? And they're like, well, we've always been told y'all had these like super strict guidelines and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's really not. Like, first of all, we're all just humans. I work every day just like you guys. I use the restroom every day just like you guys, hopefully. If not, my grandma ate prunes, I hear. Yeah. And we want to have a conversation with you. And we just need to make sure that our goals align. But it's very, very simple. You can call Jennifer. You can call me. 318-732-6030. It's an easy conversation. What we want to find out is, do our goals align? Are you wanting to grow, not just financially, but as a human? Are you wanting to show up for people in a big way as a team player? If your answers are yes to that, we may be the best fit to, in fact, I can tell you this. There is not a better fit for someone who wants to grow a real estate business in Northeast Louisiana than right here. And I can say that wholeheartedly. No one can provide you any proof or numbers or stats otherwise. And we are actually looking. So we did recruit one more person yesterday. Really excited about her. She just left car sales. Really excited to introduce you guys to her in the upcoming weeks. She's working on her onboarding right now. And but we have 8 more seats left on this bus over here. We only take on what we can take care of. And I think that's one of the things that makes us different is we highly invest in our people with our time, our money, our resources, our leverage. If there's ever anything in real estate that you've ever said, man, if I had that tool, we have it. How do you know you have it? Because I have everything. Show me something we do not have. I'll wait.
A second commercial realtor. Wink. If anybody's interested.
I mean, open to it, right? And there is plenty of opportunity. DJ, would you argue there's more leads than what we can service?
There is 100% more leads than what we can service from personal experience.
Yeah,
personal experience.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what, we have so many leads right now that I just did a search in my database before I got on this call, and there was 506 people in my database who have been raising their hands and need to get phone calls. And I just told you what our per agent productivity is and how well we're doing. And yet I like no one's grabbing the list, you know?
I'm going to say it to this extent. So that agent, the inside sales agent he was talking about the other day or a little while ago, she sent me on average 2 a week that are real.
Yeah.
Like I pick up the phone. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. Yada, yada, yada. Like vetted leads. Not because look, I right out of college, 2008, nobody hiring anybody with a marketing degree. I worked for a life insurance company and they slammed a book. It
might as well be a phone book.
Yeah. Of, hey, these are leads. Just start cold calling. And so those guys doing that.
Their version of leads was a name and a phone number.
Oh, it was god awful. If you've ever gone through that, half the numbers were on a do not call list, so it would dee. But the other half didn't answer. If they did, people would be rude. I didn't do this, and so you'd get through 3 pages, and in 3 pages you might have talked to 1 or 2 people in the whole thing. But you circle dialing all of it, and it was miserable.
And it probably didn't have a 3-line dialer.
No, it was
you were just
everything
smoked.
Yeah, everything was miserable.
Yeah. No, we have that process streamlined, guys. I can literally show you in 30 seconds. Like there's 55,000 leads in our database, and so anyway, it's a really cool lead system that we have.
But yeah, going through that, like what I have been fed has been, it's been steak. It's not.
Yeah. We can't control price points. We can't control those things. And it's a building thing. Like we knew from the jump, like HL is known as a residential real estate company. And so like we're having to get that name recognition out that we actually have a professional commercial agent and commercial is different than residential. We talked about it on the show before, but it is about the Rolodex and who is able to make the social connections. And that's what DJ does. So it's a really cool partnership when you go, hey, we have opportunities. And DJ's like, I have a Rolodex. Let's put that shit together, see what happens. And so far, it's been a really, really cool thing.
Yeah. And it's what's really works out in that Rolodex is that, in the business commercial world, when you make someone money,
they answer your
phone calls. Like it's they say the average buyer will buy this is something like 2.5 houses in their lifetime. In commercial, I have guys that have
they'll buy 10 from you in a year.
And so it's not necessarily, it's not about rates. It's all about relationship. And there's this partnership with the bank on all of these listings is look, you deal with it. Tell me if it's a good deal or not. I'll sign it. I'll send counters, whatever you need, but tell me what you think about all of this.
Yeah.
And that's easy. I'll lead the conversations. Not a problem at all. Your work will be equated to an email.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. We just need you to say yes or no.
Yep.
Like that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's been very fun. I will tell you that the crazy part about being one of the best residential real estate groups that have been turning away commercial for a long time.
We have quite literally been giving away the business.
Yeah. There is a lot of business internally I think I have 3 listings right now that are from internal agents that are like, hey, I have this. Will you take care of it for me? Yep, sure will. And we'll figure out the splits on the back end. Like all of that. And that's another thing that I do like about this. Like I tell people I'm not greedy. I won't ever be greedy. There's no point in it. There's enough work for everybody.
A bite of watermelon is better than a grape.
And it's just one of those things like we can build things together. And we do. And so like you said, there's multiple things I have where it's multiple names on it, but it's all leading the show, but it's still everybody else's.
Well, that's part of that, like that team player thing where you said, hey, how do they get in touch with you? What's the conversation you're going to have? Like, we're going to ask you, are you a team player? Do you want to see other people win too?
Yep.
Because if you don't, what you're really going to be doing is looking at everybody else's cup to see what they have and comparing it to yours.
Yeah.
Whenever what you should really be doing is going, hey, is everybody good? Does anybody need help? I'm here to help you too.
Yep.
Right? Because a rising tide on a team truly does raise all ships.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, well, that is what the deal was.